Is it on? Alright, cool. So, this video is brought to us by Tony, who sent me a list of ideas. Thank you, Tony. I really appreciate it, bro. So, this is going to be about IV fixation and or needle fixation. So, I'm in the middle of my couch. One of my ass cheeks just fell through the center. Anyways. Anyways. So, that's my garage, so ignore that. So, basically, this doesn't happen like by accident. People don't start out using needles. In fact, most people swear they'll never use a needle in their life. I can make a different video on why people choose to use needles, but basically it's this. The drugs get in your system faster, so you get a better rush. It doesn't last as long, but it's stronger. You understand? So, that's why people, in a nutshell, that's why people do it. It's not why people choose to do it, but it's why people stay doing it. Now, compulsive use of needles, needle fixation, basically stems from that. From the fact that the rush is better, and you just get higher, but for a shorter period of time. Now, basically, scientists have been studying this for a while, and they consider IV use a separate addiction from the drug addiction. Okay, so what you're doing is, let me rewind one step. So usually, someone teaches you how to use a needle. Someone teaches you. You don't find out yourself. You don't do it on yourself the first time, usually. Someone teaches you. Someone does it for you. And then you learn from there. So, you're seeking that rush, right? So you use a needle, and however that person taught you, or however you came to do it in the future, you have a process of setting up how you're going to inject. And that process is associated with drugs. It's associated with feeling good, okay? So the process itself feels good because you know you're going to get high. That's why sorry, I'm whispering, I know, but that's why people continue to use, like, IV, right? So, let's move on. Another thing. On the way to get drugs, science has found that, like, on the way to get drugs, or if you know drugs are coming to you, it lessens withdrawal symptoms, okay? And this relief is, if you've never been through withdrawal, this relief is euphoric in itself. So, like, setting up the process to inject, it relieves some withdrawal symptoms, and it also is associated with getting high. So, there's a lot of stuff going on with this, okay? It's not simple infatuation. It's deeper than that. It's psychological. Now, a lot of people, most people have different rituals they do. Like whether they snort or shoot up. The rituals are generally like they're generally unique. So one person will do it this way, one person will do it that way, one person will cook it, one person will do it cold. It just depends. Okay, depends on how you're taught, depends on what you learn, depends on who you are. It's all different. But now, I'm sorry, Corona. Just kidding. But I've noticed this a lot, and it kind of aggravates me every time someone says it. They think they're so good at using IV drugs that they tell a fabricated story of when they're at the doctor's office and they snatch the needle out of the hand of the doctor or the nurse and do it themselves. That doesn't happen. That's illegal. They'll call the cops. No one's done that. Okay, let me be honest. No one's done that. It's illegal. Now, another association is self-harm. Okay, it doesn't feel good to get a shot. Now, most people Most people don't like pain, but addicts, we hate ourselves, so we think we deserve it. And then we associate pain with drugs, which also feel good, so pain feels good. That's confusing, right? Confuses me. I'm stupid. Now, I understand it in a sense because I was using IV drugs for, out of the 10 years I was an addict, I would say 6 years. And, well, 18 to 20, okay, 5 years. But it, people associate it with pain. Some people get pleasure from pain. I don't. But I may have thought that I deserved pain, and that's why I did that. Now I've got. I'm sorry, I have my notebook. I can't remember shit. But blood flushing. Now, let me explain this for those of you who are addicts or family members of addicts who don't understand what this is. When you stick a needle in your veins, you have to make sure it's in your vein. How you do this is you draw up a little bit of blood to make sure it's in a vein. If you don't hit a vein, it's not going to do that. It's just going to be air, ironically. But so you see your blood, which is also a pain association. It's like people who cut themselves. They see the blood and they get a rush of endorphins. You see, so when people see their own blood, they associate it with pleasure and pain at the same time, which that's not good. That's not good. That's how BDSM happens, right? So that's another thing. Now, why you, alongside not, you should not do drugs. The bad sides of shooting up or using IV. Okay, you could get sepsis, which is like fecal matter in your blood system. Cellulitis, which is another infection, but that's a skin infection. You get cotton fever, which I should make it my own video on that, but I'm going to explain it real quick right here. Cotton fever happens when you get particulates, mostly cotton, because that's the kind of filter we use when we're shooting up. It gets into your bloodstream. Now, this is dangerous in several ways. Now, it's cotton fever, you get a fever, but also you'll have joint pain, you'll have a headache, you'll feel extremely cold because it's a fever, and it hurts. It feels weird, it hurts. You don't want this. Now, maybe I'll do a different video on that, but you could get various diseases, necrosis. Necrosis can cause amputation in your limbs. You don't want that. Uh, organ failure. Now, this is something that scared me because after I got off drugs, recently I suffered from pneumonia. And I had a bunch of tests done, and they saw that there was damage to my heart from injecting using IV drugs. And it's kind of scary. I think I'm okay, but you don't want that. It's really scary knowing that you could die at any minute because your organs are damaged. Now, I'm going to move on. I said sepsis already. Track marks. Now, these are obvious. They're called track marks because they track up your veins. They, not train tracks, but they track where you've been using the needle. And they're obvious. You could have collapsed veins from it. I have one in each arm, 2 veins, one in each arm that haven't come back yet. They're gone. I don't know what happened to them. And it's bad, man. Like, you don't want any of this. You want to get clean. You don't want to cause harm to anybody, okay? Because you are causing harm if you're in active addiction. You're causing harm to people who love you, and then even people you didn't think loved you, you're causing harm to them too. People care more than you think, and get help. You want to get. I say this in every video I make. You want to get help, okay? Doesn't matter what drug it is. Doesn't matter if it's sleep aids, okay? you want to get help. You don't want to be on these things, and it's bad. It gets worse. Okay, like I understand people want to get high, but it just it doesn't end well. You're gonna die. You're gonna go to prison. Then you're gonna have to go through withdrawal in a cell with other people going through withdrawal, shitting on themselves, coughing all over you and shit, sweating. Listen, you do not want this. You want to get clean. You want to get help. Okay? Can you go cold turkey? Yes, but also no. You don't want to. I'm telling you, I've done it. You don't want to do it, and I think that's it for this one. It's just about needle addiction, infatuation. Like I said, doctors, scientists are saying that like shooting up is a separate addiction from the drug that you are shooting up because it's basically Pavlovian. You know, you're training yourself to know that the needle is good feelings, and it's not. It's just not. And I'm gonna do more ideas that Tony sent me. Thank you, Tony. I really appreciate that text you sent me, man. I'm working on stuff. Okay. See you guys next time.